Kim. So as you can see, Mark just going in a distance here. Mark was here all day yesterday as well, setting you up. Competitor, coached by the famous Chloe Brennan now as well, who was here in 2021. And this will be Emma's first attempt with a caber, so she's taking the same stance here as Kim. We'll see what she can do. So as you can see, dips low. Oh, round of applause there for Emma. Remember, she gets a couple of attempts at this, so she'll be able to ease her way into it. It didn't rotate there. So dead on 2 metres, as you can see, because it wasn't tossed there, we took the bottom end of the caber for the distance. Obviously, when you toss the caber, it will be the head of the caber that's measured, so you get the length of the caber as well added onto the distance. That's the idea. So Kay Gallagher.
Easy work,
oh, that's a nice one. Nice bounce. Round of applause there. Such an iconic Highland Games event as well, the caber. You couldn't have a Highland Games there, and I think that was 7 metres 6. Takes the distance so far on the first attempt. Kay Gallagher competed in Strongest Woman Up Scotland as well, so got the heritage roots there, right there. But next up's Michaela Moore. Now, Michaela stepped in Rotherham Highland Games. Talk about a last-minute entry. She didn't even know she was competing in that. She just jumped in. So she has had a go at this caber before, and she's taken a run-up on this one. So that's a good effort and a full rotation there. That's me. We're challenging Kay's round about 7 metres for Michaela. Round of applause. And next up is 3 times Guinness World Record holder Nikki Walters. Again, Nikki stepping in last year when we run the Strong Women's event for the first time in 2021. So she has practiced this before and taken a run up. Gets the toss, it bounces as well. Remember, that bounce can gain a couple of inches as well, so it just looks under 7. So 6 metres 8 there. Absolutely fantastic to be in the arena where I can hear the score and give you live updates. A little bit more difficult, 8 foot in the air on a step ladder for the tractor pull. But anyway, remember, we now go to a second attempt. So it's back up, Kim. Remember, this gives you all a chance because you have a couple of attempts at this. You can sort of learn on the job with it a little bit, hone your technique, as you can see Michaela and Kay both taking a run up there. So Emma, it might be your chance to have a little run up. We'll see. It might work better for you, it might not. It depends what works for you, but we'll see.
Come on, get me back. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes.
Oh, beautiful, as you can see. Focus there, Kim. Brilliant. Thank you very much for all the crowd here clapping away. Honestly, support's so appreciated, as are the sponsors as well today. So we're just bringing this back. And remember, we have Emma Wilson up next. The order: Kay Gallagher, Michaela Moore, Nikki Walters. That's the order again. So it's Emma stepping up again. See if she can do a run up with this again. Around about 25 kilos in weight, that. Distributed to the back as well when it's rested on your shoulders.
Come on. Go on, Em. Easy work. Nice.
Oh, another round of applause there for Emma. God, it was so quiet and serious then, wasn't it? You could cut the suspense with a knife there. That was really good. So we'll see what Kay can do again, and then Michaela Moore and Nikki. So we'll see what we can do, nice and quiet. It's kind of eerie, isn't it? Anyway, oh, look at this. Oh, balance that on the shoulders. Well, that is nice. I think that's challenging, definitely the 7 metre mark. I think 7.6 was in the lead there, so it's thereabouts. 7.3. We're getting some 7 metres here, so Michaela up next.
Come on.
So remember, this is sponsored by the old original Batewell pudding shop. And again, what a run-up. What a run-up, Michaela. That is good. Turf flying all over the place. Wait until we get the next one. So, next up is Nikki. Again, won the competition last year in a team of 3. We had 3 strong women. We've increased that this year, so it's a really tight schedule for us rattling through all these athletes. It's non-stop for the loaders and the crew as well, but it gives everybody a nice platform at a big show, and this is a big run-up. Stops, throws it up in the air. Didn't bounce as much, but it's still good for over 6 metres, so it seems to be looking at this, the 7 metre mark and above is going to get the points. So anything over 7 metres, you're cracking into those big points. Anything over 8, that could take the win today. Right, so your last attempt now. This is the last attempt. So again, Kim, this is the 3rd attempt for the women. Remember, the distance thrown the furthest, or should I say tossed the furthest, takes the win. So this is your last chance. Remember, anything 7 metres above is good. Anything cracking 8 metres could potentially take the win and rack up the points.
Come on. Yes. Let it tilt forward. That's it. Pull it, pull it. Beautiful.
That was a nice one there. Definitely improved throughout that event, Kim. That is over 7. 7 metres, 5. Round of applause as we go along. Then we'll move on to the men. So Emma here competing at various national competitions in a weight category as well. So it's great to have Emma on the show today. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, and it leaned forward. Maybe the timing just a little bit off, but second throw was really good. Round of applause there for Emma. Last attempt on that. Michaela Moore up next.
5 metres 3.
Right, so Kay up next. Sorry, just a running order mix up there. Kay Gallagher up next, Michaela Moore, and then Nikki. Last attempt, 3rd. Let's see if we can get this 8 metre cracked. That's a good one as well. It's just a shade over 7, I think. 7-2, 7-1. I'll clarify that. 7-2. Super stuff. Michaela up next. So we'll see what Michaela can do. Remember, around about 8 metres, definitely going to take the points. This is the last throw or toss on the caber as well. So this is your last attempt to get your maximum distance. Aim for that 8 metre mark. You're probably going to nick the points from this event, but we'll see.
Come on. Yep.
Oh, and as you can see, it gets bounced. It's really interesting. Sometimes I've watched this toss so many times. Sometimes if it just hits at the right angle, you get that bounce. It can just shove it a couple of feet more forward. So that's a good attempt there. It's just over 6, is it?
6-3.
6-3 there for Michaela. Nikki stepping up next. So we'll see what Nikki can do. Taking the win there in the tractor pull for the women as well. Did really fantastic with that. So we'll see what she can do here. So launching it, and that's a quite a good throw. It was nice and high, maybe just lacking sub-7. But good throw.
6 metres 7.
6 metres 7. Fantastic stuff. That concludes the women in the cave. A big round of applause. I did promise you these events do get quicker as we get through the tractor. Probably the slowest in what it can do. I think the maximum we've had is around about just shy of 9 metres since we've been doing this.
Just a minute, stop. Hold on. I'll tell you in a minute. Go on. Come on. Beautiful.
Oh, and just gets a rotation. Applause there for Scott. It was one of those in slow motion for me. You didn't know whether it were going to fall back or go forward, but he did get the rotation there. So just hitting over 7, I think. So John Ford up next.
What was that, Morgan?
Oh, no.
Morgan, what was that? Distance.
So 7-3 there for Scott Moore. I think that might just be under or equaling. Well done, John Thorpe. So 7 metres dead on. Mark Pearson up next, Matt Nethercourt, and then Mark Stevenson. Those are the next running order. Do get yourself prepared. So we'll just reset back. So Mark Pearson under 105, 5th at UK's under 105 strongman competition over in Doncaster over the last couple of weeks. Great to see. But his first attempt, I think, certainly on our shows with the caber, weighing in around about 50 kilos. We have measured these. We have weighed them with a forklift truck, and scales are an estimate of around about 50. So we'll see what he can do there, getting a bit of a run up, using that grip. Oh, brilliant stuff. And on your first attempt, Mark, getting a full rotation on that. That's good stuff. Just over the 7 metre mark again. Really heavy weight to try and flip that. timing of it absolutely crucial on that. Matt Nethercott up next, then Mark Stevenson, Dave Johnson, Mark Thompson, just to give you a run up there. And again, I'm going to make no apologies for the shout out. Gav, part of the loading crew, Richard Eiley and Jack. Big round of applause for these guys. They're up and down all day, helping us, making sure these events run smoothly. But Matt Nethercott now just getting to grips with the caber. So if you just watch your back, John Thor, as he's walking back, so we have had a caber drop before. As you can see, there's a technique to holding this. She's just trying to rest that nicely on the shoulders. Got really wide shoulders as well as Matt. So just stepping up now to the Highland Games. So we'll just let him settle it. As you can see, live event, heavyweight, and it's his first attempt at a caber ever. Oh, round of applause there for Matt. Don't worry, you've got a few more attempts yet. Really big show this for Matt to come on, to step up the march straight in from novice, skip the intermediates and straight into a professional show here. You'll have all the chances, Matt. That was a good effort there. Watch the other guys go through. Mark Stevenson up next, Dave Johnson, Mark Thompson. So we'll see what Mark can do. Remember Mark, the spectator, we actually gave him a go of the caber good couple of years ago now. When he came out of the crowd, we asked for volunteers, and now he's competing. It's just such a great story. So we'll see what he can do here. He has done this before, but often. Very explosive as well and agile. See if that helps. So again, just launch it, and he gets it flipped. So it's an angle there, but to me it's looking 7-ish or thereabouts. So it's bang on 7 metres at a bit of an angle. If that had been straight, could have possibly got the furthest distance so far, we'll see. Very difficult to control when it's across your shoulders. I think we should have Richard Eiley in this, because he lifts that up like it's featherweight, doesn't he? Next time, Richard. Next time. So, next we have Dave Johnson. So Dave Johnson, Mark Thompson, Scott Mark Litchfield, Simon Knowles, Sean Blairs and Jake Rideout. That is the order of the day. Dave Johnson up now. We'll see what he can do. Competed in the last couple of Peak District Highland Games as well. It's awkward. They're awkward implements. We make them difficult, of course we do. We want to balance that entertainment, but we also want to make it difficult. So each year the guys get to practice the technique. So it's leaning back on your shoulder. So it's how far you lean that back and when you actually let go of it. So leaning forward, using the power there. So launched it a bit early. Probably could have gone into that grid a bit further, but that's still credible. Just short of 6.
What's that, 580?
5 metres 8, yeah.
5 metres 8 there for Dave Johnson. Jack Tipper, what a round of applause. Can even do a squat with it. Show-offs. We love it. We are all showmen and show women here. We love putting on a performance for you guys, so we'll see you up next on that. That's Mark Thompson up next. So Mark, again, the last couple of years been down here at Matlock competing, done this event a load of times, been in Norfolk as well and been in Rotherham's as well, so got quite a lot of Highland Games events under his belt. We'll see what he can do. Leading the tractor pull at one point as well. So we'll see what he can do. So rest it on the shoulder.
Come on! Yes!
And again, that was nice. I noticed then Matt right on the line, so he really utilised that grid before he launched. He managed to get the timing right. That's a good toss on that.
Is that the furthest?
Love it. We had so many comments with these guys last year as well, carrying that stone back from people on Facebook. It was so funny. So let's have a look here. So Scott Mark Litchfield up now, then Simon Knowles, Sean Blairs, Jake Rideout, but Mark Thompson 7.5 there, so takes the lead actually in terms of distance, like he did in the tractor pull. Well done there, Mark. I'm sure they'll be looking forward to the stone carry as well. The distance, I believe, we'll see. I've just been told by Mark, it's his year this year, it's his year, so he says. And they also tell me they're not competitive. Right, then we'll see. Having a conversation while holding a caber. Oh, there's some power there, and stops right on the line. Oh, that's gonna take him back. You jinxed yourself. Beautiful. So you can never count this guy out. I'm not kidding. He's got the swagger. He's got the power. That is an 8 metre plus throw. 8 metres 8. So Simon Knowles up next, then Sean, and then Jake to conclude the first tossers of the caber, so we'll see what Simon can do. 6'5", so he's going to carry that caber nice and high on his shoulder for a start. We'll see if he can crack 8'8". That's a cracking distance for a first attempt for me. I'll have to have a look at the old history books to see if that's the furthest throw so far. I think it's around about top end of 8-9 metres, we'll see.
Go on, yes. Go on, yeah, both.
Oh, the drama! Round of applause there for Simon. Don't worry, a few more attempts, mate. It's almost like it's in slow motion when it's like that. Is it going to tilt one way? Is it going to tilt the next? So next up, Sean Blair's. So big round of applause here for Sean. Great competitor. Keep saying this all the time. To me, improves. Won Rotherham Highland Games in 2021 as well. Some great performances on the stone to shoulder lifts and stone carry as well. So we'll see what he can do with the caber. Down at Norfolk with us as well. Competed here 3 or 4 times at least, so we'll get back. So he's getting a run up.
Come on. Yes. Yes.
Oh, beautiful. That's looking 80. I only think it's Pat Scott's, but it's not far off. It's an 8-pluser.
8 metres 2.
8 metres 2. Definitely good for a second place so far in the first attempt, but let's not discount Jake right out. Big round of applause here for Jake. Consistently performing well, racking up points. Cleared some really good distances, pretty convinced. We'll have to look through the history books over the years. I think he has took the win on this event before. I'll have to clarify that, but we'll see what Jake can do on this. So the last of the men on the first attempt, we'll be letting him have a couple more attempts. So it'll be around about 2 or 3 on this. I'll have a word with the official and check out, but definitely 2. Furthest distance recorded takes the win. 8-8 to beat.
Oh, come on, Jake. Knock him back.
Oh, don't worry. It just shows the timing of actually launching that is very difficult. As the weight comes forward, he's certainly got the run and the speed. I mean, I have seen it before where the guys have run. So this is the second round of attempts. On the stone throw, it will be 2 attempts, so we're short on that. So come on, Scott Moore. So again, he's got the power. That's a nice bounce. That is good. Maybe a shade under 8 there. I'm not so sure, but that is good. Definitely 3rd place, I think, so far. So John Thorpe again, round of applause for John. I'll just clarify the distance on that, but we'll just let John settle.
7 metres 7.
7 metres 7 there for Scott Moore. So that's looking good for around about 3rd, 4th. I'll clarify these scores, so just watch your back, guys, as you come up. It seems to be that the run-up is the strategy of choice here. So again, so Mark Pearson up next. So
4 metres 7.
4 metres 7 there. So as you can see, difficult implement. You have got 1 last attempt at this after this, so that's your last chance to go. Furthest distance on the board, racks up the points. Mark Pearson under 105, stepping up now. Remember, many of these, this is their first attempt at some of these things. Certainly at the Peak District Highland Games it is. I know for a fact that Mark stepping up into the competition. Great to have him as well today, completing the athlete, so we'll see what he can do. Oh, brilliant stuff. So as you can see, crouching a little bit low there, leaning forward as well to tilt it out. It's a real fine act there, tilting that weight forward, but not too much, otherwise you'll lose grip and it'll launch too early. So get yourself ready. So brother Mark here just helping him out. It's just getting it settled on that shoulder. Remember, for some of the guys, this is the first. So just getting the technique right. Definitely got the strength for this as Matt. It's just unusual to have all that weight trying to tilt you backwards. It's trying to tip you, as you can see. Very difficult to do. It's a lot shorter than the original and it's heavier than a normal caber, so it just complicates matters a little bit more. When you're ready. Oh, so nearly. Round of applause there for Matt. Super to have him on his first big show, stepping up from novice, skipping intermediate and straight into these ranks here. That's great stuff, Matt. Mark Stevenson up next, followed by Dave Johnson, Mark Thompson. That's the next 3 running order. So Mark turned spectator, competitor. Another go at this. This is the one of the crowd participation. We said anybody wants to go. Mark steps in 4 years ago. Now he finds himself competing. Brilliant stuff. Oh, beautiful. Gets that bounce. That's looking good for 8. Maybe a shade over 8. Remember, 8-8 to beat. Set down by Scott. 8 metres 3. That's got to be good for a second place, I think. 8-8. Still in the lead, set by Scott Mark Litchfield. So he's still in the lead, but that's got to be a challenge for second. Dave Johnson up next, Mark Thompson, and then Scott Mark Litchfield currently in the lead with the greatest distance. We'll see what Dave can do. Sporting his traditional Mohican as well. So we'll see what he can do. Oh, and that's looking good as well. We're getting over 7s here consistently now. So remember, the 8-8 is the magic mark. 7-2, I think, there. So well done, Dave Johnson. Going straight on to Mark Thompson and then Scott. So remember, Mark in the first attempt actually leading the field until Scott turned up. Might have jinked himself there saying it's his year, but it might be, we don't know yet. All racking up points, so be nice and close. Coming down to the Dinny Stones as well. Remember, this is the old original Bakewell Pudding Shop sponsored caber toss. These titles get longer each year for me every time I look at the script. We'll see what Mark can do. So handling it really well, as you can see. Stable is used to this as well, is used to the event. Always helps, keeping it nice and vertical, leaning forward, launch, and that's a good one again, gets a bounce. It's got to be around 8. He's definitely going to be on the podium, I think, for this. 7 metres 8, a shade under 8 metres. Well done there, Mark. Brilliant stuff. Scott Mark Litchfield. 8-8 so far. Can he beat it? Is it good for 9? Come on, you got the crowd behind you there, Scott. Simon Knowles up after Scott, then Sean Blair's and Jake Rideout. 4 athletes you cannot count out at this stage yet. 8-8 is not unbeatable. Oh, it's good. Clap him in. We know Scott feeds off the crowd as well. Proper showman in this. Loves it. Loves it. Come on there. Hey, come on. Oh, bounces over. I don't think he's got his 8-8, but it's an 8-pluser again. 8-3, well done. That's a consistent 8-8 and 8-3 thrown in the second attempt. Well done, Scott. Looking quite undefeatable. We'll see there. I shouldn't say that. That is a commentator's curse straight there. Simon Knowles up next. Then Sean Blair's and Jake Rideout. Remember, Simon experienced at this event as well. Not been competing as much, but cannot discount him. 2 times on the podium here at the Peak District Highland Games. Competed at Yorkshire Strongest Man, holding that title as well over in South Yorkshire. Oh yes, and gets it. It's round about 7 foot. These could be mid-table finishes. I'm guessing anything over 7 there, 7 metres. It is going to be in contention for mid-table. So 7-2, 7-3, 7-3. I think even twosies up at me then, Mark. 7-3. We'll get that right. So Richard just bringing it back now. So Sean Blair's, then Jake Rideout, and then you've all got one last attempt, and that is it. The caber is over. So 1 last attempt after this each, then we go on to the stone throw, which is another quick event. 2 attempts at the stone throw, then we move on to the stone carry. We're getting to the really big stones then. Some crazy stuff. Get your pictures. So Sean again, I remember Sean doing really well at the mace throw. Well, last year he was on the mace throw, did immense at that. We'll see what he can do on the cable. Looking good. Oh, and gets it over. That's looking at 8 again. It's getting close now. That is good. Definitely 8.5 roundish. 8 metres 5. That could be around about second, at least 8-8 the most. Roughly second or third. I'll clarify the positions as we're going, but Jake Rideout standing up next. Last one on this, taking the points in the tractor pull, don't forget. So again, Jake being consistent throughout this on the top 3-2 across these events. He's racking up the points. Don't ever discount that in this sport. Oh, absolutely beautiful. If that hadn't bottom ended then and bounced, it had definitely cleared 9 for me, but that is close to Scott Mark Litchfield's got to be close. The stone, so this is the last one now, so it's got everybody's chance to claw back any points. If anybody's struggled a little bit or you're wanting over that 7 metre mark, remember anything near 8 metres and you're around about 4 or 5 in the position, in the ranking, so it's 8 metres plus now for the points. What a run up that was as well. Scott put everything into that, and that's looking just maybe a shade underneath 8, I'm not so sure, but that's still mid-table. 7 metres for there, it's all tight and close at the top end of this on the caber toss, the 3rd event sponsored by the old original Bakewell Pudding Shop. So John Thor, Mark Pearson, Matt Nethercott, Mark Stevenson, just to give you a heads up, the next couple of minutes, get yourself ready, step up. So John Thor again, stepped up last minute. When I say last minute, the last 2 days this was done. Helper Jake right out there putting his name forward, so he stepped in and covered the distance. Round of applause there for John. First attempt at this with the caber. I guarantee now you'll be practicing this at training because it gets you definitely. We all love it, we all love it. Mark Pearson up next, Matt Nethercott, Mark Stevenson. So again, Mark stepping up under 105 with the caber. First time on the Highland Games here in the Peak District as well. Competed across in Yorkshire as well in similar competitions as well. Yorkshire's strongest man under 105 and the UK's under 105 strongest man. Give him one last chance. 3rd attempt. Oh, round of applause there, Mark. As you can see, always levels the field in this sport. For me, the Highland Games, it's such a leveler. It's very hard to predict who's going to come out on top.
1 metre 8.
So one. So big round of applause here for Matt. Let's see if he can master this now, because this is difficult. There's no dressing up these weights and these implements. We make it difficult for a reason, but he's got that up better. Mark just showing him there how to hold it. You can see he's got better stability with it now. So come on there. Go on then there, Matt. Oh, that lines. I know he really wanted that. Round of applause, Matt. He's definitely got the strength. It is just a technique getting it. It's very easy for me to say that out. Mark can do here. Remember 8-9. Jake in the lead so far, 8-8, so it's close up there for second. I think 8-5 there, Sean Blair's probably 3rd place, without looking at the scores roughly, but they are definitely the top 2, Jake ride out, Scott Mark Litchfield, so we'll see what he can do. Oh, and gets it over, definitely an 8, so this is a really, really good performance there by Mark. Coming in here, and he is definitely around 4th or 5th position. Good effort there by Mark Stevenson. Dave Johnson up next, followed by Mark Thompson. As you can see, I'm being a bit quieter when they've got the caber because I know they want to focus here. It's very hard to do, so we'll see what distance Dave can do.
Come on, Dave. Strong, Dave, strong. Firm hold. Low, get low. Big dip. Come on.
Oh, and it's over, he gets the toss, and he was a bit slow motion there again, was it? Which way was it going to tilt? Good effort there by Dave Johnson. Looks like around about 6.5 there. So we'll see what Mark can do here. This is a run up. Oh, just the bounce didn't carry it as far forward as maybe he wanted, but it's good for 7 metres.
Not as far as last time.
7-1, just under his personal best there, but Mark still around mid-table is very close. It's hard to say until I see the results, but it's really close at that side of things. Scott Mark Litchfield up next. Big round of applause here for Scott. Can he surpass his own record of 8-8? Can he get into the 9 metre mark now? That is the question on the last couple. If he cracks 9 metres, probably going to take the win, but let's not discount Simon Knowles, Sean Blaze or Jake Rideout with 8-9, so... Oh, he put everything into that one as well. I heard somebody for the crowd. Oh, there's a lot of kids around here saying, show us, Scott, who's the biggest tosser. I just heard that from someone down there, made me laugh. I don't think he's quite got the 8-9 there, but still a good throw. 8 meters 8, so he's drawn his own personal best there, 8-8, but he's definitely established. Oh, then gets the full toss there. So quiet, isn't it, now on the third attempt when I switched the mic up? Everybody's been quiet. 7 meters 2. There's definitely a lot around that 7 meter mark, so that is going to be a really, really tight field. Sean Blair's up next. Big round of applause for Sean again. I'm going to keep asking you to cheer them all on. They all get an equal amount of support here. I remember when we brought Sean into the Peak District Highland Games, and he'd not been on any of our shows before, and really impressed me, to be honest, and he's been invited back and back again because he's really, really solid performer at this. Come mid-table, improved his results over the years as well, taking the Rotherham title, so we'll see what he can do on his third attempt. There'll be some good pictures with that flying through, though. It was so straight through the air. Want to be some great pictures. I always get great pictures from this event. So is it going to be a strategy here, Jay? Because he's won the caber toss already. He knows he's 8-9. Nobody's broke that, so he's only got his own record to beat. So this is where it becomes strategic. Is he going to go for the win? Is he going to try and crack 9 meters, or is he happy? What do you think? Does he put it all into it? Only got himself to beat. We'll see. This makes it very, very interesting going into event 4. Oh, and it bounces. Got the bounce on it. Does that help? 9 meters 5! I will have to check the history books in terms of our competitions. I think that could be an all-time record on that. I will have to check that. I'll put it on our Facebook pages next week. I think that could be a new world, not a new world record, but a new Peak District record. Absolutely, absolutely brilliant. Did everybody enjoy the caber?
Well, that's about all we have time for in part 3. And there's some spectators there getting in on the act. So don't forget to stop by for part 4. So we shall see you all soon. Thanks for watching.